Oh,
Where we live.
Yeah, I think we are. My computer was just being slow for a second.
Okay, I spilled a small amount of my drink on myself.
hello.
Okay, alright, computer's not being slow anymore. Hi everyone! Welcome to another Will Witch RP Live Play TTRPG session. Will Witch RP is a couple who love sharing stories so much that we quit our day jobs, and we created our own company. That way we can create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And tonight we are playing our Homeward Starfinder campaign. But before we get to that, there are some introductions that must be done. We have providing all of our background music and sound effects is Sirenscape. They are a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. We have Foundry, who is our dice roller and maps. Our art is provided by Ansorge Digital over on Instagram. And I believe that is all we got for what I need to open up. So I'm going to toss it over to Secrane for the story.
Okay, perfect. So, hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of Homeward, this actual live play of Starfinder here at the Will Witch RP. And, oh yeah, that's why my captions are not appearing. Forgot that Chrome hates me. So, let's do a quick recap regarding the current story. Last we left off with our adventurous crew. After beginning to uncover some odd situations happening at the ship and trying to figure out and track down some possible culprits regarding some missing information, some security bypasses that our great computer guy S had found out. They found out someone that was working in the engineering section, particularly in the side of the server for the AI on board the ship. They discovered this person was basically an ex-pirate. Amos clocked him as suspicious. S went after them. They knocked them out and immediately got themselves in trouble as they were trying to drag the body away, as they began seeing doors being closed around them, and a threatening signal appeared before they decided to go out and search for their friend, Officer Nolodius McPherson. Meanwhile, Nolodius, very calmly checking some situations back at Arcane and Science Division. He began making his way back to his quarters, following a trail of weird messages given by S, and unfortunately, unbeknownst to him, and being tricked partially, Addy, the AI on board the ship, guided Nolodius into a possible hostage situation, both
He seems
unknowing
nice.
about.
This guy seems nice.
Yeah, and Addy did not knew about this. Nolodius did not knew about this, but S and Amos came rushing, ready to draw weapons, but realizing they were kind of in a disadvantaged position after S got basically clotheslined into the ground and tackled, and letting themselves into the place, along with possibly getting themselves all three in a bad situation. They met Captain Ryako, the leader and former captain of the Verdant Sun and leader of the pirate crew that once attacked the Dralark, at least from the memories of everyone, and trying to convince a bit Amos to go back to them. Amos defiant, but among his attempt, he shows a recording of information regarding a fateful day in the past of all our characters and protagonists. A day they don't fully remember, but with this memory, we the audience and players. We're gonna see what happens. In an unknown amount of time into the past, Amos, your memory is flush with pieces and fragments of memories coming rushing into you, seeing this information, battle data, projections, things like that. And for a moment in your mind, everything stops to a point that you see a projection of a crude 3D reconstruction of the Dralark with various representations of other ships around it. You have Captain Ryako to your left as he's speaking. To his left, to his own left, he has his first officer, Gohet. And you see all around this table various people that in the first instance you don't fully recognize, but you immediately begin clocking as people from the ship, people from the Verdant Sun, but also people that you recognize they were picked throughout, people that joined you, people that were actually recruited, people that were forced into being recruited, like you. But in the midst of this, as you are in this table, Captain Ryako puts his hands into it, makes a motion into the table, and it's like it does a rewind of all the images moving until it leaves a sort of a small cruiser image next to the Dralark and says, "Right, just a reminder, here's the plan. Our cruiser will remain as a bait. Thanks to the past damage that we have not been able to repair, it will be looking like it's actually battle damage. With the codes we have from the Packworld's fleet, we will be able to set a good bait for them. And once they get close and our inside agent manages to secure the information for them to move closer, we'll do the burst. With the burst, their shields will go down and we'll launch the capsules for the boarding party. At that moment, he moves the holographic display and 3 ships come into display. Among those, Amos, you recognize the one that it's this, the Verdant Sun, basically. And he at that moment looks at you. Amos, in that moment, as mentioned before, you will be commanding the ships to keep the assault directly into the Dralark. Disable it, disrupt communications, and prevent it from going into the drift. Once we clear a way in and manage to capture the key parts of the bridge, and possibly a way into the hangar, you move the Verdant Sun closer, and we'll continue the onboarding assault. During this time, we'll keep communication between all the ships. If anything goes outside of the established, you let me know and we'll be taking decisions on the fly. Remember, this is a large ship. There will be a large security contingent, but none of them are as prepared as all of you are. None of them are ready to wage the war that needs to be waged back at our home planets. I know you all will do well. You have trained good. And I know we have the best of the best among with us. He places his hand in your shoulder, Amos. Even though in the present you feel disgust, in that instance there's a moment for you of your heart filling with pride, happiness perhaps, a tinge of fear. Alright everyone, get ready, go to your respective ships. Captains, lieutenants, inform your crew. We'll be setting soon for the trap. Amos, a word for you in a moment.
Yes, sir.
People in the briefing room begin to walk away. He doesn't wait for the room to be cleared. And he looks at you. If this goes well, which will go, of course it will. I just want you to know, I'm very, very proud of the pilot you have become, of how well you have managed to make our small fleet grow. And if things go well, I will officially announce you as captain of the Verdant Sun, as I will take command of the Draulark. But in the meantime, you will have to, in my stead, have to take a bit of command for the ships while I am on the boarding action. You already know the protocols, already know the strategies, and you're a fucking good pilot. I know you can, well, manage to control the rest of the crazy people on the helms of the other ships. Any particular questions that I might need to address along with you?
How crazy can it get?
If our intel is right, which we know that the person inside has collected good information and is someone of respectable reputation, then it shouldn't be at all crazy. They're not ready for us.
It goes to the fan, which typically it does for us. What's my limit?
In case it does hit the fan, we'll try to go either to the hangar or the closest escape capsules, and we will jettison. You will grab us, and you will end the Draulark. That ship cannot be at the hands of anyone but us. We are far from any reinforcements. No one is coming for them.
Alright.
Do me
Second-
proud, boy.
Sigrid, would I know why? Would this, in the past, Mac understand why we need this ship?
You could ask. In
Okay.
this
I
moment, it could be
was wondering if I just had that information, but he will ask that question.
You know what? Roll an intelligence check. Roll an intelligence check.
I'm smart. No, I'm not.
What was it?
A 6.
Minus 6.
So I rolled a 2.
You're trying to think about it, and
I
it
can't tell
doesn't-
you how terrifying it is to have this like really meaningful conversation. Look over and see Ray crocheting.
Hey, sorry. I'm listening.
It's great. It's great.
It's
I'm loving the expressions while
amazing.
crocheting. Like I love the crocheting and suddenly, like just the looks.
Like
a lot of face on my face.
it's like a lot of like, yeah, I get it. We're gonna destroy this ship that my now friends are on, and we're talking in the past. And Grace crocheting away.
Oh my.
Oh my!
I mean,
That sounds like a problem.
I think you could ask in this moment, but you know,
I'll ask. Probably not really expecting him to answer, but yeah, Captain. Not that you really care or answer. Why are we taking this ship? What's so important about it? Why this ship?
he turns over the table and like presses a few buttons. It shows again the image of the Draulark. This ship is state of the art. It's a self-sufficient ship with fabrication capacities and capabilities. It's not very strong in terms of weaponry and defenses, but we can change that. It's more meant with the civilians in mind than exploration. But with a ship like this, it will give us advantage in terms of not relying so much with star bases, ports, and so on. Unfortunately, trying to do what we must do to protect the path worlds, we have gained some enemies with the Vesk. And being able to continue our operations on the move would be of great importance. Who knows? Might even be helpful for starting to do our strikes where they matter, right into the Veskarium. Remember, the enemy are the Vesk. They wage war on us, and suddenly we forgot? No. We must end that war. And if everyone forgets it, it's on them, but it's on us to continue that against them. Make sure there are nothing left. And you see that he taps something on his shoulder, and what he taps, it's an icon of the Backworlds fleet. Old and probably not, sometime that has been taken care of, but it still carries with certain pride.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry. All will go good, and we all will be remembered as heroes of the Packworlds. He nods and begins to exit out of the room. The memory becomes fuzzy again, and moments later, you are sitting on the pilot chair of the Verdant Sun. This is a decently large bridge. This is not the bridge of a fighter or a freighter. This is the bridge of what would be closer to maybe some sort of cruiser, like a destroyer cruiser kind of thing. There's people around you moving in, and the color, though it seems not super well kept, probably because the lack of repairs and so on, but there's elements at sea that kind of at the moment of its building, a vanguard style of design for a Packworld ship that has been left behind between the damage, the repairs, and having to scramble around for resources. But as you're sitting there in front of you, you're just everyone in the bridge, and this is something that everyone would just notice. There's a tension of the waiting. Like there's someone with a Rubik cube, just spinning it out, trying to put it back together, then disassemble. Like everyone is trying to get themselves busy with something.
Mac is playing with his lighter.
Yeah, and he's just waiting. You see the information ahead of you, like waiting for the signal to pop. Just waiting. And as that is happening, somewhere else in the vastness of space, but not far from where this small fleet is located, inside the pristine and state-of-the-art bridge of the Dralark, Noloris McPherson, you are among the bridge officers that are right now there. You are analyzing, passing some information. At the moment, kind of calm. It was calm actually until a couple of minutes ago that Alduri notified the rest of the bridge, specifically sending a message to the captain that they received a signal of a basically a signal, emergency signal, an SOS signal of a Packworlds fleet vessel that was damaged nearby. With that, you are, getting information from the adjutant at the moment and analyzing some of it. When the door, toward the back opens, and you hear the footsteps coming forward. Already in the situation the table of the center, there is a large figure obfuscating part of it with its two wings. You haven't interacted much with this individual. Part of it because, like, why would you be interacting much with a mercenary, even though it's like a Skyfire Legionnaire, is a Skyfire Legion mercenary, which is not as bad from what you have heard, like the stories and everything. But not much reason to interact with this commander, neither his second in command, a smaller figure, a Riforian figure. Among them, there's also the first officer, and then you hear the captain arriving to the table. All right, what is the status? In that moment, you hear a voice coming in, a virtualized voice. Compared to the present, this is a voice that it's like, oh, that's a voice of someone I know, but
Older, wiser.
yeah, you hear, Captain, we received information from this signal.
Oh, Addie!
Officer Aldruid notified us that this signal is indeed from one of the defense ships from the Pack Worlds. We are not sure what it's doing here, but the signal is indeed recognizable as official. Still trying to patch the information with the records, but that's what we have at the moment.
I need a second to like comprehend that as Addie.
Nolodius, as you turn around, you see a figure standing in the situation table, dressed in the formal attire of one of the many officers. This androgynous virtual humanoid figure, just like, hands on the back, very formal, posing as it's giving this information. The captain turns over you, Nolodius. Any idea how a defense ship from the Pack Worlds could end up so far away from the Pack Worlds?
Maybe they saw something shiny. Or they got a weird signal and they had to go check it out. Maybe it was a call from the void. Anything could really dream out, But more realistically, it could be a trap. It could be an ambush. It might not even be a ship over there.
You see that when you say that, many, if not everyone in the room, does a nod.
Whomst among us hasn't wandered off of our declared path to go check out something we didn't think would be there? Right? Nothing.
Right, but it could also be a trap, Officer Macpherson.
It could.
The resounding voice of Kreltron says as he has his arms crossed. This seems more than a trap than anything else. I believe we should not check it. We have civilians on board that we have to protect, and that would risk everyone.
But think about all the lives we're risking. If it isn't a trap, and we don't go and respond, or at least get close enough to get a better idea, I think we at least owe these potential people a closer look.
Rain, quick question here.
Yes?
What is the likelihood that I have an audio bug so that I can listen in on this
Well.
meeting?
I was about to say that. Actually,
Do you
this
have a bug
discussion
on
begins.
the bridge or on no?
Sure.
Yeah, that's the question. Yes.
As this conversation begins to develop, and various people are giving their ideas, supporting, being cautious about it, maybe not, and so on. At some point, the captain says, Ari, Officer Matthewson, could you run some diagnostics to make sure that this is indeed a ship that requires our aid, and that it belongs to the Pack Worlds? Sorry, not Ari. He would say adjutant. My bad. Adjutant, could you run the diagnostics along with Officer Macpherson? And somewhere around the ship, among the various crew quarters, one, one that has been inhabited by a passenger that got picked back in the pack rolls, is sitting on the couch, eyes closed, as he has some cables connecting into various parts of his arm and some even to the back of the head, eyes closed. And for you, as you are almost like navigating inside the system, and both thanks to this basically all the backdoors you have placed inside with time you had, you are getting the information.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't even say anything. I just took off my glasses.
No, you did, but the
You
camera
did say
froze when
something.
you did that.
You did say something. Your face said it.
No, and the camera like froze on that. So I'm like, oh. With all of that, you're hearing that along with having a clear hidden microphone among one of the officers. And you see how, among this stream of information that you have access to, you see how basically the adjutant and this officer, McPherson, are beginning to investigate the information.
I'm going to focus on what the adjutant is finding, because I fear that anything that Melodius brings forth, if the adjutant says something elsewise, adjutant will be believed. So I want to focus on changing the ship's perception to make sure that they're picking up an SOS signal that reads as more is less plausibly deniable as possible.
Okay. This would be, unsurprisingly, a computer check. And in particular, this is one that would be toward dash against the adjutant.
Alright.
It's
Just...
not adjutant. Smart Addy.
Alright, so this does not... Oh, I do get a situational bonus that I can add.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that! Natural 20, total of 43.
I was gonna see if you would roll anything, like if the adjutant would roll anything, but nah.
No, I'm
There's
not
no
even
way.
gonna roll. I'm not even gonna roll. This is just ridiculous.
There's
This
no
is
way.
background.
There's no way.
to roll this. I'm just ridiculous.
You begin doing that, and you see that though Nulorius begins searching information regarding actually roll me Nulorius, you roll me some culture, if you could, please.
What's that gonna roll you? I'm great at culture. Let me open the tab. Well, maybe. Going. Go.
Okay.
Go.
I would say with those rolls, so no, as you're searching for the information, like comparing and looking like from where this code is, like, is this really from the pack fleets and so on? It takes you a moment as you try to figure like where you have seen a code similar to this, and though this is a kind of a very offshoot and weird way of finding information, you're like, oh, that is like a very similar code to a historic novel I read of the the times of the beginning when the swarm attack, like, following a valiant ship and so on, and you're like, wait a second, and you begin like checking information, and though you'd find that this is indeed an old code
Such a
from a ship
nerd.
from back in the time, it is indeed a legit code. You do not see, though, the information that is being changed in the records at that moment that you're finding that, regarding what ship it is. Just saying that it was lost in action, and you're like, oh yeah, this is indeed a Packworld ship that was just missing in action. And
finding that information, if there's like a big screen, I'm imagining there's like a PowerPoint type screen at the front. Noel's gonna like throw it up and they're like, look, this ship went missing, and now they're asking for help. It would be monstrous of us to not respond.
the projection of the adjutant forms again. Dr. Mafison is right, indeed. All information I'm finding about this code and the ship indicates that it was lost back during the start of the invasion of the swarm. Possibly this was sent to scout ahead. Not sure what other... I cannot find any other information, and our sensors indicate that indeed has received heavy damage. How it has survived all these years, we have no clue. We'll have to ask the crew. I am detecting indeed life forms inside of it. Melodious and S. As you're hearing that, you hear another voice at the front of the ship, as a younger Vesk voice, and this younger Vesk like turns around. Captain, we're gonna move forward then. There is a moment of pause, as you even hear how much the captain is thinking. Yes, but raise the shields. Aye, Captain. You hear Katix call out as between the pilot and the navigator, they begin making preparations to move closer to the location of this vessel, this cruiser. S. You in particularly know exactly what is ahead of the Dralark. As you begin seeing all the information regarding that, the ship is preparing to go into the drift to get closer into the position. And as it does so, do you want to prepare anything once it gets closer to the location of the cruiser?
Yeah, I want to prepare a malfunction in the shields.
Oh,
Are you serious?
Okay. I will need you to roll a combined 2 rolls. The first one will be a computer check
Okay.
to see if you are detected by the adjutant as you're doing so, because this is literally a command toward the systems.
Yeah, if what's happening right now is really happening, I had no idea that this was a thing.
So since this is against being detected, I get my my
yeah,
bonus, yeah?
and,
Yeah, you get
and
your
I roll for
God
the
bonus.
adjutant. Yeah, S has a bonus at the moment.
It's close, but I feel confident.
Oh my God.
As you're doing so,
This is the craziest
for
thing.
us the players, this is something we see. Nulodius and no one else notices this, but for us we do see that in the projection of the adjutant at the situation table, there's a moment that, he turns almost as if he was physically in the room to look toward the forward of the ship. But as he does that, like, he has his arms back, and then he does like a... looking around for a moment before focusing back forward. Barely noticing that something is happening. I will need you to roll an engineering check.
Sure, I can do that.
I'm afraid of Faye. IRL now.
Now, does this get my bonus as well?
My
This
IRL
has
fear?
already bypassed adjutant.
Better.
Okay. The ship comes out, and it begins getting closer toward the direction. Melodious, either looking forward toward the bridge display or through the same computers, right? You have various ways to be looking at this information. On your own computer, the display, the situation table if you want to get up, but you see the Dalek being closing in toward the ship. Further information is arriving, showing the damage that the ship has sustained. It is actual damage that it has across various points of it. There's indications of fluctuating energy. There's indications of further malfunctions, and there are signs, life signs inside the ship. A good amount though. It's around 40, 50, more or less, possibly. And as your guy, as the Dralark is beginning to go closer and closer, the captain says, Aldori, can you open communications with them? Aldori nods. I'll try, Captain. There's some distortion coming from it. Probably the damage of the ship. The core is not very well, it's not very stable. There's a surge of energy into it. I'm not sure I can pick it up correctly. Roll me a mysticism, Noloris.
Appropriate, because at this point, Null is just praying. This is scary. I need to see if there's a way to have my and the roll. Well,
Okay, 21. With a 21, I would say you're not very sure what this reading is. And like, there's something about it. Just looking at it, you're like, hold on. You begin making adjustments to kind of catch it as you hear the other officers being like a bit confused, perplexed about it. And as that is happening, at the very, like, as you continue doing so, you're like, no, this is not. You turn the sensors, close your eyes, kind of getting a meditative moment, focusing on that. And in that moment of clarity, there's the vision of a lighthouse. The lighthouse takes a different shape as the light passes. One shape that makes look like a stone, like a perfect, almost divine looking stone. And in your mind you're like, why am I seeing that? It shines again as if light was passing by again. And in your head there's like, what is this? And at that moment, you hear across the room from another officer. Drift signal detected, sir. There's a beacon inside of it? At that moment, it catches in your mind. What you're feeling is a drift beacon being turned on. One that would help navigate ships across, but should not at all be inside, just being turned on inside a ship. A blast of energy comes out of it. The shields at that moment flicker, and with the blast, the computers flicker, the ship lurches, and there's a moment where all systems are not are failing in that before they begin turning back on. Before you see through the visual and outside, 3 signals appear. 3 ships coming out of drift, moving right into interception toward the Dralark.
Oh,
Amos,
oh void.
Hi.
Oh hell. Oh ass.
you had been waiting for the signal. It came true as you saw in the drift signal, the beacon appearing. You hit the ship. Like you were just like a second, just waiting for that to appear. The Verdant Sun is the first one to come out of the drift, followed by 2 more ships, and you know the cruiser in front of you is also ready to fight, even though it's not at the best shape.
Awesome. I'm close enough to get readings on where everything is on the Drylark, correct?
Yes, and you see it now for the first time physically. You see the Dralar.
It's a big ship.
It is a ship that you've never seen in your life. This is a basically one of a type ship. And as you've seen that, you see out of the cruiser, various things propelled by rockets coming out, and you know exactly what those are. Those are not missiles; those are boarding pods, as they are lurching forward the Dralark, just hauling ass to get into it before the shields come up again. And I'm not sure if we could take the ads right now, because
We've got about 10 minutes before we can take ads.
damn it. Okay. All right then. We're gonna start our ship combat then.
Can
as
I
this
give a quick
all is
narrative
happening.
for
Yes.
something? So, knowing what I've been doing, and also having experienced the sort of flickering, I want to send over a personal communication device. I'd like to send a message over to Nelodius. Saw what happened with the power. Something's wrong, I know. May not be able to tell me. If I can help in any way, I can do so under the board.
I bet.
Roll my perception check. No.
I'm thinking about all the times I have been, me personally, in dire situations and received text messages, and trying to think if I would see this. Let's.
Damn it. My popcorn did not last for the whole fight.
Oh no!
You popped popcorn for your own fight?
Hey man, I'd do the same thing.
Incredible. Incredible.
I've got
No.
2 drinks for this fight.
Technically, it's not gonna be my fight. It's gonna be a kind of a 3-way fight, actually.
Let's not refer to it like that.
You said 3-way. Okay. Yes.
Let's not refer to it like that.
I feel like the way this happens is. Sorry. Null sees like boom, boom, boom. The enemy ships come out of the drift and show up as distinct entities. He feels his phone. He feels whatever it is like go off in his pocket. Is like, oh hell. He has a special ringtone for S set it up. He looks at it
Hey, what's the S ringtone?
and just,
You'd like to know, wouldn't you? You're not here.
wouldn't you like to know? It's a heartbeat. It's
Aw.
like the vibration pattern of a heartbeat.
That's cute. That's cute as hell.
Null texts. Null sends a message back. We're under attack. His phone back. That's probably all he does. He doesn't know how S can help with the computers. That's not his area of expertise. I want to get triage on the line. I want to then call. I know it's not my turn. This is S's narrative, but I'm in charge now. Null's gonna call the infirmary and be like, "Hey, get triage ready. We're about to. There's about to be a
Yo.
situation."
We're about to get hurt.
Yeah, as you're saying that, the captain shouts, "Red alert, everyone! Battle stations now!" Immediately, the lights turn red, and as you knew what you were doing, inside the systems, you see the signals of the ships coming in, and immediately the alert going even before it comes throughout the entire ship. And Nolorius, infirmary does respond, like at the ready.
Great.
Though you have interacted with the infirmary, with the doctor of the ship, and you can imagine how much he's cursing, like, "What the fuck is going on?"
You didn't tell me. We're a science ship.
Yeah, they're getting, like, they're scrambling. People in the bridge, like, getting, getting into the stations. And along with that, it takes a moment before Adjutant comes back into the table, and like says, "Captain, shields are down."
I wonder how that happened. So
What
weird.
do you mean back up? What do you mean down? And then you hear from another part of the bridge, "Boarding bots coming to the ship." The
Why can't
captain
you get-
immediately. Yeah, at that moment, the captain looks at the two legionnaires on the bridge. Says, "Get your fighters ready. We're gonna have to fight our way out of this." Megan nods, and you see that he moves to another side of the table, opens some sort of like window, and you see that he begins sending comms. That from the combat drills that you have done, you know he's contacting the fighter squadrons inside the Dralark. So yeah, everyone begins to scramble, and right now the ones that have the upper hand in terms of surprise would be the pirates.
Thank you. Hello.
So I would say first person that is gonna go in terms of actions will be Amos.
Well, there's definitely one thing I want to take out first.
Mm-hmm. What you would like to take out first?
According in the order of which that I've been given by my captain, I am gonna take out the drift engine as quickly as possible.
Okay.
These guys don't get to run away.
Okay. In terms of the actions you can take for achieving this, you either can take the pilot actions, or as now current acting captain of the Verdant, you can take a captain action. So either you can give orders, and that would be sending orders along to the other ships, or you can focus on piloting the Verdant to be at a better position to engage into shooting at the Dralark.
I'm going to take this action to direct the other ships to get into a better spot to go after the communications and weapons.
Okay. In that case, it can be either a give order, that is any skill, or enact cunning stratagem, that would be pilot, profession as a captain, or stealth.
Was even on the other one. I was going to give you a piloting check. So which one would you prefer? No matter what, you're going to get a piloting check.
You tell me. Are you just shouting "Go for the thrusters," or do you think Amos would be like thinking of a specific pattern maneuver for the ships to
He would be thinking
move.
of a specific maneuver for them to do.
So it would be enact cunning stratagem. Do a pilot check.
Would all-terrain pilot apply here?
What is that? Remind me.
+2 circumstantial bonus to skill checks.
This is a skill check. Yes.
Yep. To use tricks during a vehicle chase. I guess. So.
This is not a vehicle chase per se. This is a combat situation with very large vehicles.
It's very large. This is a very slow chase.
Yeah, so it's not particularly chase, just maneuvering around something. So I would say just your normal pilot plus whatever you have.
Like, I need my bad rolls to stop following me, and it's a 14.
Okay, that
Well,
would be
no, it's not. It's a 3. I really need these bad rolls to stop following.
19. Okay. They will follow behind you, and let me see. I'll have to roll for this. I cannot roll like that. I should have the module for the dice. Nope. No. Actually, would that be... Oh, it does not specify if it's the average. I'm gonna say it is the... Let's see. It does not specify here. This is a problem. Okay.
You're the
I'll say it's
GM, make the
average.
rules.
I'm making the rule right now. That second one would meet it. Yep. That would meet it too. Okay. So
I hadn't rolled a
as
3.
as you do so, actually with that one, okay. For you, Amos, your ships move forward, and at that moment you see that the Dralark begins trying to maneuver away. It doesn't have shields, but it still has the engines.
Hold on. I am gonna let you know that when I'm in the piloting role of a starship combat, but my starship its speed increases by 1. That's from Sky Jockey.
Okay, that is for like the normal combat rules, where like you're actually following positions and everything.
Yeah, it just straight
This
up
is
said if it's helpful in any way to keep up with these guys because they're pulling away.
I would say for anything that requires you to outspeed and outmaneuver something, I'll add that bonus. For this in particular, no, yeah, because you're trying to move forward. I'll say it will apply for this. Still does not beat the DC. But though the Verdant doesn't move as fast, 2 of the other ships, the smaller frigates that you have taken, manage to outpace you and get behind the Dralark to begin firing upon the engines, trying to disable them as quickly as possible. But you see that as it does so, the laser cannons shooting from the frigates begin hitting on the armor section of the engines, managing to get some hits into it, but not fully damaging the area they are looking for. And the cruiser itself, as it begins powering up, it's going very slow. It's not gonna catch up immediately, but it's attempting so. And at that moment, from your own angle, as you're hearing people calling out for you on the left and right side of the bridge, you see in the visuals how the boarding capsules hit at various parts of the underside and front of the Dralark.
And I'm going to come in here to say that we have our ads, so I think that is a very impactful time for us to cut to our ad break. So,
Impact.
Yeah.
I. Hmm.
So we'll be right back to continue along with our story and our combat. Before we head out, I do just ask that you let the ads run. They help us out a ton here at Will to Witch RP. Any direct donations you like to make, those happen over at our Ko-fi. Link for that's on screen and in our chat room. Donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community, benefiting everyone who play with us for the next month. Stick around with us. We'll see you guys here very soon. Alright. So, hey, there's the thing. We're back, and we're in combat, and Sekrin, I'm tossing it to you.
Alright. So. Melodious.
It's alright.
Cat.
He's controlling combat from now on.
That will go completely well.
He wanted to come sit with me, and he just hasn't made it easy. I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. Alright, as we begin this,
Please.
this combat, Melodious, you hear the captain shouting orders and beginning to prepare things around, as he's commanding and taking basically full responsibility of directing the ship at the moment. What you will do in terms of actions? Right now you're assigned as the magic officer. I
Not the
confuse. No, the science. The science is more like computers, engineering, physical. My
Okay.
bad. Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
Magic officer is the stuff.
Oh, the first option is channel Eldritch energy. You know I want to do that.
All right. So, right now you have technically four objectives out of this. You have the cruiser that is damaged. You have the two frigates that are right now going into behind the Drellark, actually shooting, and then you have a fourth ship that seems to be another type of cruiser, more well protected, that is currently going on the side.
Okay. Channel Eldritch Energy specifically says choose an enemy starship and attempt a skill check against that ship's hard DC.
Correct.
My first instinct is to try to move the damaged ship out of the way. But I don't know that it's an enemy ship. So...
I mean, you see that it's beginning to move. Like in the sensors, you see that it's beginning to move. It is damaged, but it's beginning to move. And there's sensors detecting that other systems inside of it are powering up. But
Okay.
it's kind of in front of you guys too at the moment.
You wouldn't know that if it's an enemy ship or not. I certainly haven't said anything to you.
Well, I will then focus on whatever of the enemy ships approaching us is closest. And, like, which one seems like it's going to be the most immediate issue.
At the moment, assessing with that, I would say you're detecting that the two frigates behind you are the ones currently pelting
Okay,
at
cool.
the.
Noel's going to steady himself and just quietly go liege of the yawning void. Help us. Say a little prayer, remember your servant, and
Thanks.
I'm going to
Get down tonight.
Okay, attempt a skill check. It says any skill, so I just
Yeah, it's
roll.
Just any skill, I would, because it's magic, I would lean toward any magical skill, but also because it
Okay.
says any skill, I would say go for the one you have the highest score.
Any skill, fuck it, botany. I'll go with this.
Which one you gonna go for? Sorry, you hitch a bit on my side.
Although diplomacy would be very funny. Oh, I'm gonna go with
Diplomacy.
but there's some other very funny options.
Mysticism. Okay, and you rolled a
31.
31. All right.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. As you do that, in this moment of the story, Melodious is someone more capable in terms of his own powers. So, in this moment, for memories, it comes to you the idea of you closing your eyes, exhaling, and going cold as you focus on the ship, and the sensors kind of detect gravitational force coming. you focus that power through the own ship, through the own Dralark, and a ejection of force, a projection, hits one of the frigates to the point that it even makes it like reel a bit to the side. That will count as a crit hit.
Cool.
So,
If any of the other bridge crew see him, Null has not like said that this is a thing that he's doing, and he's just very casually staring out the front window, but his eyes are just like glowing a dark purple. Like,
okay.
oh, that's scary.
Perfect. Okay. That will reduce the threshold, so that means right now that escort ship, that frigate ship, instead of having a damage threshold of like instead of having to beat it twice to damage it, now you have to beat it only one time.
Okay.
So, along with that, the captain will do something. The captain will do. Give order. He will do that. Ah, damn it. I lost the captain among all my notes. Where's the captain? Oh, he's not in the ship anymore.
You purr so loud I could see the squid up.
Okay. Okay. So with that, plus his bonuses that I have in my head, he will pass. Don't worry. I wasn't able to make all the character hits in Foundry, but I have them on the side.
I love that. Such a
Yeah,
mood.
so as you do that, Noloris, and you come back to yourself, you see the captain is looking directly at you. And you do it again. Same target.
Yes, of course. Sorry, I was. Yes, I can do it again.
And
Good
with
try.
and he gives the give order action, so that will give you another action to do. Like you will repeat you are able to repeat your action if you so wish. So you, technically speaking, you right now have a second action this round. That if you would like to repeat that or do another action, targeting the same ship.
No!
So as you try to focus, you feel a jolt back to you as you suddenly feel that much power that you exceed kind of comes back at a cost with a backlash, and even from your seat you get pushed a bit back on your seat. And you're like, ooh, like you got too excited. You need to refocus and be a bit more calmer about it. Now, S.
Yes.
You're seeing the situation. You're detecting how things are going. At the moment, in terms of all the scanners, you see that the boarding pods just got into the ship, like they just hit. They haven't properly gotten inside, and you're detecting the ships moving around. As you're doing so, in your head there is the reminder of a mission you need to do regarding all of this.
Well, I consider step 1 already completed. Now to work on step 2. So, knowing what has happened here, I'm going to do this in a way that I hope makes it look like this is the adjutant doing its job. I'd like to do a scan enemy here.
Okay. You can definitely do that.
Alright, and that's computers, yeah?
That is scan enemy. Computer or perception? Your choice. I mean,
we know what I'm
I
choosing.
mean-
So I'm gonna do computers, and then again, I want this to show up, since I have knowledge that I probably should not have, but I do anyway because of reasons. I wanted to show up on the meetings holographic board as if Adjutant is providing this information.
Mhm. Okay, 36. Which one you're targeting though? Are you targeting the main cruiser ship, one escort 1? There's the one that already took the damage. Escort 2 that is on damage, or the cruiser that is technically damaged.
The cruiser, I'm going to say, is perhaps the largest threat, even though the other ones are perhaps closer. So I'm going to focus on cruiser.
Okay, and that was a 36, right?
Yes.
Okay. That immediately takes 2. And as you're doing so, what in terms of the narration, I'm gonna say that you indicate quickly positions where of entrance for the ship, and like you even show a full display with that crit basically of the Verdant Sun. And at that moment, you hear Nolorius, more like it, would hear the Megan, and not Megan. Actually, no, yeah, it would be Megan saying, "That is indeed a backed fleet, a backward ship. We should take it out quickly." You, Nolorius, you see that he commands the squads, the squadron, to go out. They immediately move and begin attacking the points of the weak points of the ship, as they begin to surround with information provided by S. Along with that, the last of the cruise ships, the crew people do something, will be Helm Officer Katix. It will try to... Where's the pilot? It will try to outmaneuver you, Amos. Outmaneuver the Verdant Sun.
Okay, he could try. I'm currently losing a fight to my own cat.
27. Would that beat the Verdant Sun?
Do you want me to roll?
No, I do have how much is the DC to beat the Verdant Sun? And how much is the DC to beat the Darlark and the ships?
Does he win? Mine is +1, remember? My thing is, my speed is 1 higher. Checks. Hi! Go over there so I can go to my mouse. Please!
So they get a -1?
Let me look real quick.
Yeah, because specifically it's doing outmaneuver. And depending on what the wording of that ability says, I would say it may or not affect it.
You get the most out of flying technology. There you go.
Okay, even with that, it beats the DC to outmaneuver the Verdant Sun.
Okay. Are you giving up now that you've won?
Amos, as you're beginning to get closer to the position to begin shooting at the engines of the Drallark, you detect that the Drallark actually moves, steers, and what it does, it's something that immediately takes you off guard as you see that on the starboard starboard and board side of the ship.
Yeah.
On
Left
each of
and
the
right.
sides, 3 large sections open up of armor, and out of them cannons come out. Cannons that you did not have in your intel before, as it kind of moves a bit to the sides, trying to move to, behind the Verdant Sun, and all 6 cannons point at the Verdant Sun and fire a salvo. With the strike craft hitting the Verdant Sun.
Do
and
I have...
the cannons shooting the
They're
Verdant
gonna hit
Sun
me?
shields. Yeah, they're gonna hit the Verdant Sun.
They're gonna hit me.
Yeah, it's basically an alpha strike that they do with that.
Gross.
And the shields of the Verdant Sun immediately go down in that hit. It'll give you enough time to recover the shields for the next round. Don't worry about it. but for now you have taken a hit. And in that moment at the bridge, Nulodius, you hear the Kreltwan say to the captain, "If these are pirates, if we take out the commander at their vessel, they will disband immediately. Permission to board." You see the captain nods. Go on then.
How are they going to know which ship? How are they going to know which ship the commander's on? Says
There
no
are
to no one in particular.
Can I do a thing?
We are actually gonna start the next round with that.
Nice.
So it will be the turn of the NPCs and Amos, the pirates. Basically, it's gonna be the turn of the pirates.
So, my ship's messed up, but we've played this as the Verdant Sun is a distressed ship with a distress beacon going on it, asking for help. That's how we lured the Drowlark here in the first place.
The one with the distress beacon is the other cruiser. So you have the Verdant Sun. You have 2 escort ships that are the frigates, and then you have a 4th ship that is the bait, the one with the distress signal.
Ah, gross. Okay. So that plan's not gonna work. So let's go to a secondary plan. Secondary plan is going to be... I'm going to take out their communications as fast as possible. I don't want them talking to each other.
Okay, how are you gonna do that?
I would like to make a computer's check to basically send an electrical pulse through their ship, like an EMP.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna say that would require you to move to a new position.
I'm
in
okay
this
with
case, yeah. In this case, commonly in this kind of things, it's like once someone is in that position, you cannot move into that because right now you guys are different ships, different sites. You can move from the pilot to the engineering section, and it would be an overpower systems role for that. So it would be either computers or engineering.
I will do that. Do computers or engineering? Let's see. Engineering is that.
The DC for this, because it's just the normal DC for the Drowlark, is at 25.
I need to roll a 10. Let's keep that in mind. I have rolled a 2 and a 1 and a 3 today.
Yep. Do the roll in Foundry and let's check it.
I'm
Let's see.
doing my best.
A 28 does hit. With that, you move to the engineers, and this is not the first time you're like boarding a complicated ship or trying to disable a complicated ship. So you, through your own workings
Sorry,
and
Faye.
the countermeasures, you sent a EMP blast into the Drowlark. The communications into it falter, and let's see if the other pirate ships will do as good. They'll try to keep following the orders of disabling the engines, as mentioned
Disable
before.
the engines and yeah.
Yeah, so let's see.
I think it's the engines and the drift, is what they're.
Yeah.
Whichever one they commit to.
Let me see. They are trying to do right now an all-out attack into it, but that is against the hard DC of the ship. So that will be a higher DC than the 25 for them. So 22 does not hit. 21 does not hit. 17 does not hit. So as you're seeing
Can
this,
I'm. This is 2 actions, isn't it? Can I open my comms and tell them what I just did?
this is communicating with your crew, yeah?
Yeah, I tell them what I just did, and that it might be easier for them.
I'm gonna say that can be that can be for something for next action. Okay, for next turn, to just try to help them improve their chances. But as you're seeing, the weapons on the ships are beginning to show not as much effect, and with each moment that passes, you're seeing more weapons coming out of the Dralark. Turrets coming out of various sections, like point defense systems, tracking down the escort ships. You see, even in some sections, missiles coming out. This is a tougher ship.
Yeah, Mac is
That
gonna
with everyone.
send a message to the captain and just with the line, "I thought this was a ship for exploration."
You open comms. You're able to open comms with him,
Yeah.
so you can actually say that.
I thought this was an exploration ship mostly. Why do they have so many guns?
What are you talking about? They have so many guns.
They have guns. They have a lot of guns.
What is the status on the Verdant Sun?
Not great.
Shit. Right. We'll hurry to take the bridge. In that moment, we're gonna pass to the Dralar crew. I think the first one that will go. Let me see. Where did I left the captain's thing? No, the captain will go last. Nelodius, what you would like to do?
He just yelled
Okay.
at me.
So, I have realized that my computer is incapable of running the Discord call and Foundry at the same time. So every time I've opened Foundry and said what I'm doing, you guys can't hear me. So I'm going to explain it now and then go over to Foundry and roll for it.
Sure,
I would like to use the action Empower Crew, using my mysticism, and he's going to do this by just like see things are rough up there. There's weird computer stuff happening. He assumes F has a button. He's just gonna close his eyes and send positive energy and vibes to everyone trying to fuck up these pirate ships.
You send thoughts
You're
and
sending
prayers
good
toward the crew.
vibes.
I send my thoughts and prayers. Okay.
Now,
I'm gonna
here's
go
the
to
thing.
Foundry. Yes.
Empower crew, it's against your ship's DC. So that would be a higher DC than trying to do something offensive. Because Dralark-
Your
Yeah.
DC is crazy.
you can still try. You can still try. I'm not saying you can. It's just you have to be at 25.
I'm gonna go for the drama of it. I'm going to try.
Okay, do it. There we go, at 27. Okay. As you do that, you close your eyes and place your hand into the computers, which your computer in particular has some extra arcane elements to empower your abilities too.
It's got crystals
And-
on it.
It has crystals. Yes, it has crystals. It has quartz.
I've bedazzled my computer console.
Oh
Bedazzled
no!
it with crystals.
So you place
Got
your
a
hand,
plant growing out of part of it.
and as you focus, trying. Remember what just happened, that you got too excited and kind of backlash to you. You're like focusing, trying to retain your refocus yourself. That calmness begins to emanate out into the rest of the bridge and kind of across the ship too. So they will everyone in the ship, including S, whatever he decides to do, it will be a +1.
It
Be the
feels
devil and that's the shoulder.
Pick my team.
like
Pick
sinking
my
into a cold spring on a hot summer day. That's what
Oh, that would be
sentence
so
calls.
nice.
Yeah, it's August in the Midwest, baby.
It's
It
August
feels
in
like
the
Lake
East Coast.
Michigan.
It's not great. It's good sometimes, but most of the time it's just humid.
I know what's.
Yeah, I have no way to speak. I'm the furthest north of any of us.
Is just humid?
So with that, what will happen is that you hear the captain
Are you
shout
for sure
to
further north than me?
Katix, adjust the ship for the main cannon right now. And with that order, Katix tries to outmaneuver one of the smaller ships for a better hit.
You're dating me? This
And
isn't
that will
match
be
begging. This is sky begging.
+1.
Oh, what's Mr. Bugler
Uh,
now?
So, Amos, as you're out maneuvering around this ship, the
If you tell
Dralark,
me that you crit right now, I'm gonna cry.
as the Dralark begins to maneuver, you detect, you're engineering, you're detecting the systems and so on, so you have a clear view of that part. You see there's a surge of energy coming across the center of the Dralark, going toward the prow in a very focused manner.
Yeah.
And for a moment, you look to the side, and you see in the holographic display the Dralark looking at you before it continues its readjustment and points to one of your escorts.
They're
Out of
gone
this-
now.
Out of the center of the Dralark, a large, kind of like acceleration cannon, kind of like a Mach cannon, like a massive Gauss cannon kind of thing, erupts, and one
Mach
of the
cannon?
escorts
Sorry.
gets blasted heavily with that.
Yeah, it's gone now. Right.
The escort is still around. They're still alive, but they
Oh,
are
if
very
they're still
damaged.
alive? Great.
They are damaged, and at that moment, comms begin entering into you. Amos saying, "What the fuck was that? I was not supposed to be on the ship. We got heavy damage. Let
You know
the
that-
captain know."
You know what? You were right that is not supposed to be there. And in my other ear, I just go, Captain, you really need to take that bridge. That escort ship it's not gonna move anymore.
I've been doing that. As you hear a
Please! No offense, Captain. Move faster.
S. Actually, before that, the captain will try to give another order to the crew to. You know what? Melodious, it will try to give you another order.
Okay.
Basically, to see the Dweller Captain as Kirk from Star Trek, but very specifically like the Chris Pine version.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
It gives me more Picard vibes.
It feels more Picard.
It feels more Picard.
So he, in terms of look, I think for you, Melodious, his look is kind of blurry. You're
Maybe
not
Cisco?
thinking how he looks.
Mhm.
But as he is commanding, he then looks at you, Melodious. Can you do one of those blasts against that escort again?
Really killing me. I'm gonna go with
Max is next.
Cisco.
I can try.
He gives you a nod, and it's not like a commanding. It's more like a count of you, not. And then he goes back to the table.
I can try.
You will get a +1 from the empowering that you did before, by the way, on this
Okay.
roll.
Cool. Going over to Foundry now.
I'm going in. That would be a 21 total. And you focus that same energy you did before. It feels refreshing into you as you launch the assault into it again. And with that, you did the Eldritch energy, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. The impact hits it, and the escort structure seems to be weakened even more as some smoke and fires are coming out. The fire is getting snuffed out and on the void, but the ship itself, it is receiving heavy damage. S.
Get fucked.
Alright.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
As you're doing this, S,
Can't
you
wait
notice a
till
couple
I'll
of
die.
things.
Alright.
You detect the invader alarm coming through the ship,
Okay.
and as you're looking throughout the
I
sensors,
thought I turned off the communications.
I'm special. Shut up.
I thought I turned those off, Secret.
I mean, there's the
That would be
there's the
specifically
internal
why.
communications. There's internal communications, but there's also like the sensors of like there's a breach here, and indeed, as you detect that communications are failing and people are trying to reach one another, and that there's no response yet to the boarding party going through the ship on the lower decks. They're moving fast. They seem very efficient. You detect that, and among all of them, you see Captain Ryako.
Alright, so I don't need communications to do what I'm doing, so I'm not gonna worry about that right now.
Communications weren't to stop you, it's to stop you from talking to them.
I don't need communications to do what I'm going to be doing here. I'd like to utilize something here in a very profound way. I would like to enact cunning stratagem. However, I want to do that by making it easier for the boarding party to get in, and then closing their entrances behind them.
I'm hoping I'm gonna make Saturday.
I'm gonna
dull
say
for you.
I'm gonna say that would lean more toward
I'll take wherever it leads. That's what I
it
want
will
to do.
be it'll be computers. Yes, it will be computers. The strategy is more for the captain itself, and
Yeah.
right now you can't just become the captain of the ship.
No, I know that. I was just like, out of the things that I have available, that is the only like specific wording. But no,
Yes,
the actual action I want to take is I want to make it easier for our boarding party to get in, and then I want to close the doors behind them so they're trapped.
Okay, you will have to do a roll against the. Let me see what would work here. Because you're trying to do with the engineering section and like. Do me a computer's check. The computer check will be against the DC of the Dralark.
Okay.
Why don't you just give us the keys to the ship if you're gonna make it that low?
Because I
Or
can still
not.
fail.
Technically, well, no. It's still with a +1 that Melodious has given.
Yeah,
fail.
it's just I'm like barely under there if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's a 25.
Yeah.
You're trying to do that, try to guide them.
But if I mock
Um,
the dice, they give me what I want.
I think with that, what you would cause like Melodious back on the bridge. As trying to do that, suddenly you hear Adjutant say, "Captain, we got raiders inside the ship. It looks like they're coming to the. They're trying to go up the. Oh, yep. They're dividing. They're trying to go to the bridge and somewhere else inside the ship." You see the captain takes a deep breath. Like you hear that, and look at Adjutant. Adjutant, you have the bridge. Megan, can you continue commanding your starfighters from there, or can you assist me? Megan nods. My pilots know what to do. You see that they nod, and then begin walking toward the. Actually, he will not give the bridge to the adjutant. He will give it to the first mate, Cornelis. My bad. He will give the bridge to Cornelis, the
I
first
forgot
officer.
about him. I totally forgot about him. We found his body.
Yep, he was it. And you see the captain walking toward, but you see a Megan is armored with the Legionnaire stuff. You see Megan and Kreltua moving along. The captain has no weapons, not even a pistol, as he's just moving toward the elevators.
Now I'm getting Cisco. With the no weapons thing, it's very Cisco.
And then like communication begin running to rearrange the security groups. With that end of the round, ships are still up, combat's still going. I'm gonna say that in terms of how things are moving, because this is not like a 6 seconds thing. Like each round is a minute or so. Things are moving fast. the ships are continuing firing one another. Shields are holding more or less. At some point, Amos, you and the pirates saw on the first initial assault that the shields managed to more or less lower their shields before they managed to recharge. And your own shields of the Verdant Sun in particular have recharged before another round of hits got you. So shields on all the ships are back up. One of the escorts is heavily damaged at the moment. And the Dralark is, a part of some scrapes here and there, has not taken more damage. But they are now trying to deal with the raiders and the boarding party. Not raiders, the same. And we're back at the top of your round, Amos.
So, I am going to... I'm going to alert the other ships. Well, I'm going to go back to my... I'm going to retake control as the captain and alert the other ships to start attacking the systems of the ships instead of the ship directly.
Okay.
So they're hitting that lower DC. So what I just did to take out communications, they just start doing.
Okay, that would be... So, do you want to do a cunning stratagem? Give an order?
Let's
wait for them to go and give an order for them to repeat that. Do you want to encourage crew members?
So if I give a cunning stratagem, I can tell them how to do this thing, and they'll do it.
Yes, the thing is with the cunning stratagems, like they begin doing the thing, and the way it works is that every ship has a damage threshold, and it's like the amount of times you need to beat it before the enemy takes damage. So with a cunning stratagem, you will reduce one, like you would hit one threshold, then you need to 2, 3, 4 for the Dralark, and then you begin doing damage directly to the HP, and that damage, that threshold returns every round.
Okay, so Sekran, answer me this question. Do we have teleporters?
No.
Wait, so I'm going to direct the more damage to one of my little escort ships to set their ship to autopilot, basically, and get out as fast as they can, and I want them to crash into the Dralark.
Okay.
Everybody evacuate, put the ship on autopilot, crash into the Dralark as hard as you can.
Cunning stratagem. Roll it. It would be piloting, profession, or stealth. I know you're gonna do piloting. For this particular thing, it's gonna be the DC. I don't know why I even tell you to roll anything but
I don't know why you tell me to do anything but piloting. I'm a pilot. Could have named myself Hal Jordan and called myself a pilot. 28.
As you did give this command, question. In terms of the order of things, would you let them do another action before doing this? Because this will count as damaging. Like, this will count against the damage threshold. Do you want them to do something else before? Okay.
They can do a thing before, but the main point for them is to get out of the ship and set a crash course. The idea of this is to cause a big enough distraction for the people on the ship that they're not going to pay attention to the raiders at the moment, because I don't know that they've been found yet. And 2,
actually,
if they aren't,
there's an actual ramp option for them, so they will do that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say with that, let's see just how effective it will be. So it will not do the extra penalty for the Dralark, but you give that information. and everyone begins scrambling out of that ship. You see the capsules beginning throw out, and as they begin to escape, the escort ship goes forward.
Yeah.
It impacts the shield, more or less goes through it, and then hits the Dralark. Not to the point that it's like complete destruction, but definitely with that, it would make the Dralark move and steer as many more alarms begin coming through. As you detect that, and it's like, what is going on? Like, check the systems. You see that engineering is now... Like, there's just a lot of extra chaos now being thrown into the Dralark. But because the ram wasn't as bad, it did not like cause major panic at the moment. But that will count as 1 damage into it. Like a 1 damage threshold.
If I can get the other escort ship to do... I don't know if they're going to do the same thing. I really hope that they are. Or I don't know if they are. I don't know what I hope that they're going to do. They can either attack or they can ram. I'm going to make them make that choice.
They're going to try to attack.
Okay, cool. Cool.
They are like...
You guys aren't as badly damaged. I don't actually want to lose you. I was okay losing the other one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a call from the captain later, and he's gonna be like, "What did you do?"
Where is my ship?
I blew it up, sir.
Yeah, you blew it up.
I blew it up, sir.
Instead of trying to do a full on all-out attack, it's just gonna do a strafing run against it. To be okay, it will hit the Dralark this time.
Yeah, please hit it. Please don't get hit.
That is the escort 2, and the cruiser will try to do the same. Just try to keep shooting at it. At this moment, they're not being as specific on their shots. They're just like firing constantly at it. Nope. They managed to land the hits, but the shields remain steady against the Dralark. Now, on the Dralark side,
Can you guys
actually,
be
a question, Amos. Who will be picking the escape capsules of the other escort?
picking them up?
Who are you gonna pick them up, or are you gonna leave
Yeah.
them? Like,
I'll pick them up.
okay.
I'm gonna maneuver to pick them up.
First.
I'm a good person!
Not if we get them first.
Secretly, I'm a good person!
Okay. So, in all of this, let me just do a quick roll for...
I'm a secret good guy, I'm sorry!
Okay.
Why I said I wanted them to evacuate? I didn't want to kill my own crew!
Perfect.
I'm the secret good guy, she said, trying not to kill her own crew.
Amos. Sorry, not Amos. Nolodius, back at the bridge of the Dralark.
Channeling Eldritch energy has gone pretty well for me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that again. On whichever looks like the ship attacking us that looks closest to being destroyed. I feel like we could use a morale boost right now.
I mean, they are the crew itself is very efficient.
Can I, hail, Null, who I can assume is doing this because I probably have a person. I'm gonna hail the Mystic and just a message that says, "Can you not?" Please. That's all it says. Can you not?
Tomato emoji.
Yeah, so which one would you do? Like, at the moment you see that the crew, even though this is a moment dire and they're taken by surprise everyone, they are performing well, each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Both crews?
Well, the Dralar crew.
For the enemy ship,
Right.
though. Whichever one looks the worse for wear, that's the one I'm gonna target with Eldritch Energy.
Okay. There is
Flagship?
the cruiser that was acting as a bait. That's the one that looks worse for wear. There's the other escort that has not been touched, and the now ship that is being recognized as the Verdant Sun has a bit of damage into them, but not much.
I will remind you that you do have information on the Verdant sign that was presented to you earlier in combat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your boyfriend sent you a message.
And no one knows that S sent that. That appeared as adjutant.
Yeah, Adjutant was like sending that information.
Yeah, that was Sky being me.
Okay, never mind then. Knowing that, he's gonna attempt to bend the fabric of space-time around the Verdant Sun.
Alright. Roll a mysticism check, and that
I'm
will
going.
be
Just another one that says, "Oh, come on, really?"
it will be against the hard DC of the Verdant Sun, and that is a 23 to beat.
Okay, I'm
They
going.
only
into
threw a
boundary.
ship at you, but you're fine.
No.
Oh.
You're not.
Oh.
You try to focus, and in that moment, there's a moment that is like the void requires more of you before you claim, before you demand more of itself.
Oh, another blood sacrifice. I get it.
No, this time it's a moss sacrifice.
He's just like sweating profusely as he's leaning over his console trying to cast these spells. Losing feeling, like me on a cold day, he's losing feeling in his hands, and it's just like there's this blue, like deathly pale, going up his hands as he's drawing more and more of himself into this.
New message from the Verdant Sun. Saw that it didn't work. You good?
Supposed to be better at this.
Just a genuinely concerned message from your enemy. Are you okay?
In the bridge at that moment, First Officer Cornelius shouts toward the rest of the bridge. All right, everyone. Commander Kreltwan is at the ready to go and try to board the enemy's command ship.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Back in
help
day,
them to do
Kreltwan.
so. Everyone get ready, and he begins shouting different orders, trying to like accommodate for also the fighters to
Okay,
help
wait, who's that
the
arm?
boarding action. And that will be
Just realized what's about to happen.
where is Cornelius' bonuses?
I just realized what's about to happen to me.
Get disarmed.
I'm literally disarmed.
As it shouts that, like the various ships begin adjusting. The two shuttles, the two wanderers, come out of the Dralark and begin making their way to like do strafing runs against the Verdant Sun. The Verdant Sun will take one toward the threshold.
I'm sorry, Faye. I'm gonna have to attack the Wanderer. You're gonna be sad.
S doesn't have the bondant yet.
Yeah, but we do.
And Katix will try to adjust flying. Yeah. With the rolls of Katix and also the rolls of the Dragonfire, the Skyfire commander, Kreltwan, they manage to get down the shields of the Verdant Sun. And Amos, as that is happening and you're getting damage, like various missiles are impacting the Verdant Sun, you hear an alert that you have heard in so many other ships before. So used to it, but never have you heard it in the Verdant Sun. The alert of a boarding party entering the ship. lastly,
I did it
Verdant.
first. I did it first.
S, You're-
Cool.
you're detecting now how the Dralark are beginning to respond inside. There's still chaos inside. They're starting to recover communications, but overall, it's like we got hit and rammed by another ship. We may be getting more boarding parties come from over there. We are getting pirates inside of us. But you see that there's beginning to be certain communication inside the hallways to deal
The same thought.
with the
So,
invaders.
uh,
But there's still the ships outside.
what I would like to do here, and I might not be able to. This is me getting very creative, with capabilities.
Go ahead.
Because
I
you
w-
haven't already.
I'd like to do the improved countermeasures, or, well, I'm saying that. I'd like to try and get the communications back up, but I would like to also spend a resolve point to sort of hide my existence in the digital area.
Okay. Roll a
Computers. It's
computers, but I need to check. It's gonna be against your ship. Yes.
Yeah.
So you have to beat the DC of the Dralark, and
Okay.
it's just a normal DC, so it's 25.
okay. I have faith. It failed me once, but I have faith.
Did
Gotta
you?
have faith.
This
Faith
would
and family.
this wouldn't, because I'm trying to hide myself. This wouldn't have an account against the adjutant, would it?
You're not enemies yet.
Yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say yeah. Because the moment you begin improving the things, it's like, oh, someone is helping us here. So I'm gonna say yeah.
Oh, thank God!
I'm so mad.
The adjutant kind of like suddenly goes like surprised that suddenly systems are working, and it's like I did not move anything on this. What?
I didn't
What?
touch that.
But with that, he's gonna begin moving and sending communications to the captain, letting know where they are. Like right now, everyone in the ship is beginning to move around to basically flank the pirates too, as they are trying to go toward the bridge.
Is it great when you know how?
Alright.
At the end of that, again, this is happening in various minutes. Amos,
Hi, I'm
I need you to
Amos.
roll me initiative.
I don't want to.
Like inside a fight.
Actually, let me do that. Let me do one more thing. Let me do
Roll it.
one more thing for it doesn't have the profession thing. Come on, you should have the profession thing. He absolutely should have the profession.
You're the lawmaker. You can make him have a profession.
I just did.
Good. Go off, King.
So, how hard does Quiltron just come up behind me and stab me? And then
Okay.
rip off my arm?
Amos, as you're trying to hold on the situation, things are escalating at the point that you're like, okay, like you
Really?
hearing the comms being like, we are
I
getting
noticed.
boarded. The comms from the captain being like, we're getting surrounded here. What's going on outside? We lost a ship. What do you mean we lost a ship? You see the Dralark charging up against that weapon and firing toward the other ships. It seems for a moment that focus fire is no longer going at you, but it's going to the other ships. And though you're managing to more or less get through some of the shields, the armor in the Dralark is more than you expected. and then you hear the alarm coming from the door behind you. The door explodes as breaching charges are placed there. Everyone in the breach draw their weapons, and I need you to roll initiative.
Mag, just hearing the breaching charges, just reaches up. Captain, we've been boarded, and then goes quiet, and then rolls initiative. There's no combat in current. I can't roll initiative.
There. Oh god,
There we
that's
go.
a bit too big. Well,
I got it. Captain, we've been boarded.
have to move boarded.
Get boarded, loser.
That
You
explains
got
why I
boarded
cannot
first, loser.
Eh.
So with this, Amos, you get up as you draw your weapon, and the first thing you see out of the smoke coming out, as you hear blasts coming through, you see this large humanoid figure, wings span out, clearing some of the smoke for the rest of the troops behind them. This individual is wearing a full-on Skyfire Legionnaire armor, and at that moment it's like, holy shit, where did the Legionnaires come from? This is not what we expected.
Yeah, that is
And
one
he's-
of the thoughts that goes through Max's head. The other one is, oh no, he's hot.
You don't see him. It's like, it's like heavy armor he's wearing, and
Yeah.
you see the large glaive as it jumps toward you. And it's
You
going
don't
to
think
do
a
an attack.
person's threatening him? That's immediately hot to Mac. He just successfully boarded my ship and blew up my bridge.
I am sorry. I am really sorry.
Did you just crit? I'm
That-
gonna leave this call.
Is insane.
Leave this call. I'm so mad. That is so close to double my KC.
I don't think that immediately jumps into crit rules. I'm thinking of the normal crits of Pathfinder, but that's not. You will take 25 electronic and slashing damage as
My
the
stamina?
glaive passes right into your chest.
It's 25 to my stamina or 25 to me, to my hit points?
Stamina.
Stamina
Okay,
first.
cool.
Stamina first. Stamina first.
I'm gonna ask. It's a question I feel like I should ask because he did just stab me in the chest with a glaive.
It went for the glaive. It went for the glaive. Like it's attacking you with the glaive, as it is active, and it's it's right on top of you, wielding this weapon.
So bad.
What are you going to do on your turn?
Well, do you
We'll
feel
find
like
out
we have a bit of
next
suspense? Because we have an ad break coming up if we want to push a little bit further.
You guys would
It's
be okay
so
to push it a little bit further, or
I'm good to
Or-
push.
I'm good. Ray, are you good?
I'll live.
Alright, so we'll be right back after our ad break to continue along with our combat and our story. Before we head out, please let the ads run. They help us out a ton here at Little Witch RP. You can make direct donations at my Ko-fi, link for that's on screen. A list in our Discord tells you all cool perks you can unlock through those donations, and we'll see you guys here very soon. All right, we're back, and it's combat time. Why is my
Amos,
thing not working?
you
Hold on.
have been slashed by a large
Yeah.
glaive being wielded
Very
by
horrible
a
thing.
large.
What appears to
Dragon
be a
King.
dragon.
It's like a humanoid dragon dressed in full-on heavy armor. The head is even covered by some sort of helmet. You don't see the face.
Mm-hmm.
You just feel the intent as like the head is pointed at you after doing the slash, and you see it getting ready for a second. But it is your turn.
So to go to what we were talking about during the break, Lachlan, if you could drop in the chat how much coffee Faye drinks in a day, we would all appreciate that. 'Cause she didn't think I was actually gonna do it. Would I have a different weapon than my dueling sword? Would I have something more or some?
What?
Because all that I have for melee is my dueling sword that I may or may not have stolen from a dead body.
Let me see if there's anything a little bit not as high, but enough for you.
You could be with
Oh,
a
God.
dragon who just stabbed me in the chest.
Oh god, I have so many swords out.
Yes.
So many swords.
What that sword do, though?
What that sword do, though?
You know what? You mentioned that, and I'm thinking, indeed, you would have something a little bit sturdier in that time moment. I have dropped something in your inventory.
I
I
love
think
it.
it's appropriate.
I think
it's
it is appropriate.
So let me just let me just there.
Eh? Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
What
go,
is
go
it?
ahead.
We're
Up
gonna
to
do
your
it.
bubble.
So I roll that. I'm gonna attack.
Uh-huh.
None of that is applicable. 27.
I've been going meets beats for this whole session. That meets it. So as it slash you, you move your hand toward your hilt, draw this sword, turn it on, and as you draw it, you see that we as audience see this gnarly sword with like boss saw across the edge. As you turn it on and go for a slash across, it hits and goes through some of the armor. Roll your damage.
20.
What if you kill Krilltron?
I don't believe I can. Please don't let me.
Let me tell you this thing called plot armor.
It is a thing. Again, I cannot kill him.
He has his plot armor equipped.
Obviously, because he does have to remove my arm.
Okay, yeah. It
Just
you
like
managed
how
to
he
keep it.
can't kill me, I can't kill him.
This is an interesting conundrum. Let's see. What if I crit and just like
That's how my
Oh.
arm comes off.
so? Yeah. Any other action? That is your main action. That
This is my standard action.
standard actions.
I believe I did a move action, which was drawing my weapon.
Yes, you're right.
And I cannot use my combat trick right now. That doesn't make sense. He got the surprise on me, and then stabbed me.
Sounds like that's all.
So yeah, I think that seems to be the end of that.
So yeah. It is
can
right
I-
in front of you. Uh-huh.
Can I give an order to my people on the ships?
What? Or okay, you're shouting something. Yeah, you cannot communicate.
Give it everything you got and board the Drowlark.
Okay, got it. In that moment, from the comms, you hear the captain coming after, like, you said, we're getting boarded, and you shout that across your own bridge, to Verdant.
Oh yeah.
You hear the captain calling out to you. Self-destruct the Verdant. Do not let those fucking bastards take it.
Yep, that's plan 2 here going. Board the Drowlark. Get everybody else off. And I'm blowing it up.
Yeah, as you shout that through the comms too, like, you see there's other legionnaires coming in. Like, there's a firefight coming around, but there's other people jumping into melee here. It is getting bloody here. And with this movement, it's now in front of you. So we'll do a full attack. That means 2 attacks against you.
I usually let a guy buy me a drink before he stabs me.
That will be full attack. 23 to hit. That should
I
roll.
believe that meets. Yeah, KAC, that meets.
Okay.
What made you think Mac had a great KAC? Because it goes into melee combat all the time?
25 electronic and slashing damage.
Somebody had information that I am electronic.
And I mean, it doesn't do any extra damage against.
I know, but it's thematic.
And because it's doing full attack, that's a second attack. Oh, wait, hold on. Does he have? No, it doesn't have that. Okay, I was wondering if he had multi-attack, but no. 27 hits. 25 electric and slash. Why am I?
So, once my
Why is-
stamina points are at 0, they go to my hit points, correct?
Correct. So you should be now on.
Yeah, I'm on my hit points now, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it. Well, yes, worry about it, but don't worry about it.
No worry about it.
I am,
So,
as we would say in 5th edition, beyond bloodied.
yeah, it's your turn now.
With the order to given, I say, fuck it. You should run. And I give the order to self-destruct and to evacuate the Drowlark. Not the Drowlark, the Verdant Sun. I'm gonna hit the button.
That would require you to move out of. Like.
Yeah, I'm moving.
You're moving.
I'm
that would-
moving.
Do an attack of opportunity.
How far away is it?
I would say, like, because you're moving between stations, I would say that would require going directly to the captain's chair, and I would be kind of going around him. Like, with how.
What's
how
the
this
amount
is,
of
like,
feet? Because I can take a guarded step, and that's 5 feet of movement, and he can't take an opportunity attack against me.
You can do that.
Then I'm gonna take a guarded step. I'm gonna tell what is Kreltwan to run. I'm going to, over the ship's comms, say evacuate now, and I'm going to hit self-destruct button on the Verdant Sun.
Okay. There are no the big red buttons in any ship.
There's no big red buttons, but I'm going for it.
Engineering check. You will require an engineering
Thematically.
check. Yeah, you're doing an engineering check as you, like, evade him.
Yeah,
As
this
he
is a
tries to defeat
thematic
you.
button, okay?
Yeah.
34. I'm gonna blow up the ship. I'm gonna make it so that he can't turn it off, and that we're on a timer now.
Okay. You activate that, and with 34, oof. Okay. Yeah.
That is the
That
highest
activates-
that I've rolled tonight, Sekra.
That
I feel like
is
we should respect that.
no. It's about to be a nat 20 on that. Yeah, you have some codes there. Move immediately to activate them, and as you're doing so, the Verdant Sun begins. The horns of the self-destruct begin along with the alarm.
There's one other thing that I want to do.
Out
But I don't think
of the Verdant Sun.
But I don't think I'm gonna be able
In-
to, because I just had 19 and I'm like, no, I can't do that. That's stupid.
Out of the Verdant Sun, in space, the battle continues. Melodious and S, what you guys would like to do in terms of the combat at the moment, in terms of the ship combat, as this is still happening.
Just ask it a little alert that the Verdant Sun is blowing up.
Not paying attention to the Verdant Sun.
Okay, cool.
I want to try again now that I feel like I've hidden myself once more. During the repairing of the comms, I want to try again and shut the doors behind the boarding party. I don't want them getting out, especially now that things are happening.
Computers check.
Okay.
Computer checks against the DC of the Dralark.
Alright, baby, come on, you can do this. 31! Whew!
As you begin doing so, you close the doors, almost kind of blocking, even dividing the groups of the pirates. And in that moment, as you're doing so, like checking the systems and everything, you see like all the routes, and it's like, okay, perfect. I have blocked most of the routes. And then you notice something odd with that roll. You notice that from using the system to detect life forms moving around, you see that a large group that seems to be moving a bit. It's the one that is pushing forward more of the pirates. You see that one side, the indications of the security people of the ship, along with the legionnaires, are inside the ship, are fighting. And you see kind of sort of flanking a single dot.
I would know exactly where on the ship that dot is, right? Like,
Yes, and that dot is kind of flanking toward the pirates. You detect also from that. Let me do something about this. Where are you, little? Where are you, you little shit?
I don't trust you.
No,
I don't trust
that's
you.
not.
uh, okay, cool. So,
With that roll, you see there's someone trying to close the doors of the system, like trying to block the defenders trying to get to them, but it's not managing it.
cool. Can I... This might be too much to do on this turn. But knowing where that is, can I overheat or cause a malfunction in the closest, sort of access point? So, like, any sort of, like, kiosk or, computer access, interface?
I'm gonna say that would be next on your next turn.
Alright, cool. Then I'm gonna be...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm preparing, and in that case, I'll prepare to do that whole strip of area to just fucking malfunction that area. So-
Melodious.
Can I focus Empower Crew on one guy?
On what, sorry?
Can I focus?
That feels like
Can I-
favoritism from the
can I-
first. That feels like favoritism from an officer, and you should be ashamed.
I would like to focus all of Empower Crew on Krelt one.
I am
Can I
so
do that?
mad.
Technically speaking, that
No.
would be empowering the boarding crew overall.
Yes,
I mean, yes, you would.
but
Go
I
for
know.
it. Roll your mysticism. I'm gonna say still gonna be the DC of the Verdant Sun because you're sending your energy over there.
No, absolutely not. I refuse.
Oh.
Let me
19.
see. The DC of the Verdant Sun is 18.
Yes!
As you
I'm a
do so,
pirate ship!
as you do so,
Get him.
you send that energy
So it's your fault that I'm missing an arm!
back at the Verdant Sun with the blaring sounds of the self-destruct. Pelton will go for an attack against you.
Yeah. I hope it becomes clearer that if he rips off my arm here, he has to take me back to the other ship.
Let's just see how much damage you will roll. You have, yeah. As you're doing that, and I say run, I'm gonna say this is how it happens. You begin pressing the buttons, and Krilltron tries to stop you. Like, this is happening all at once. And as you go and push the hand into the console to activate, that's when you notice on the side the glaive coming down. As he was
Look
trying to
late.
stop you. The blade gets in contact with your arm. You feel the searing pain as the glaive comes through, impacts the console, and with that, he cuts the only way he could have managed to turn off the self-destruct. As whatever fluid would be in your blood comes out, you shout out in pain and fall to the side, losing consciousness from all the damage. As the last thing you see is this large dragon king looking at the console. Like, you see the motion of huffing before he presses a button. The helmet kind of like moves to the side as he looks to the rest of the troops, says, "Take as many prisoners as you can. We go back to the ship now." And in that moment, as he turns out to see you and kind of grab you by the chest,
Yeah.
in the memory, though as we players we fucking know,
Yeah.
in that memory, that's when you see the face of Krelltuan grabbing you as you fade into unconsciousness.
So I did not manage to blow up the ship.
Oh no, you did. The ship is
ship
fucking
self-destructed.
blowing.
Great.
Yeah, with
Great.
that
Krillswan knocks me unconscious and takes me off the ship like the good guy that he is, because he totally could have let me die, and we will address that later.
he's lawful. He's a lawful individual, and he's like, we just don't kill people. Well, I mean, we tried to
We
capture
killed
them.
people, and I definitely did try to kill him, and he pulled me back on the ship anyway, so we're gonna have that conversation. I'm
Yeah,
making a note.
There's gonna be conversations to have.
There's
but
gonna be a conversation.
he pulls you up, and the legionnaires, like as the sounds are coming, like the self-destruct, they are beginning taking prisoners as they move out into, near escape pods, back to the wanderers, trying to scatter outside of the Verdant Sun.
Am I in the Wanderer too?
Yes.
You didn't answer my question.
What's up?
Which Wanderer am I in? Am I in the one that we've pack bonded with?
You do not. You're passed out.
I'm passed out, but Sky wants to know.
I'm assuming that I make a computer's check to do what I want to do.
You do a computer check for what you want to do. Yes.
Alright.
It's gonna be against the systems of the Drawlar because technically speaking, you're
Yeah, this is...
energy.
Yeah, I'm fucking around with the Drawlark, and I don't mind.
Make mine making a 25 check.
There we go.
You lights in that area. You see that the systems indicate that like there was a
Remind me
power
to
down
never
as
make
they
you
are there.
angry.
Systems overflowing with power as there's a short circuit there, and various just from question, would you be trying to look into the cameras of the area, or would you just be like just do the thing and then move to the next?
Yeah, I think in this moment I'm more worried about securing the second part of my objective, as well as maintaining the overall I'm not here. So I'm not going to try and gain more information here. I'm going to be secure in the fact that I've disabled that attempt for now.
Okay. Perfect. As you do so, you quickly try to step out of it. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a 35 because Adjutant will try to locate you with that, like where that came from. Yep, no, the Adjutant has no idea what happened there.
Yeah, fuck
But-
Adjutant.
With that, no, as you're you're in the bridge, you're trying to send information, controlling what's going on, trying to communicate back to the our Science and Arcane Division, as they're also trying to help out with the empowering of the magics for the battle. Suddenly you see the increase of energy in Verdant Sun. You notice that and you're like, what is happening? You hear in the comms that they're scrambling out of it. This space itself gets covered and blinding for a moment, turning from blackness to a bright light before all going back into the shadows as the Verdant Sun reactor blows up, parting the ship into half, then into more pieces, and disintegrating most of it in an instant. You see the rest of the turrets and weapon and armaments of the Dralark begin just basically destroying the other two ships, less prepared than the Verdant Sun, as much as the Verdant Sun may have been unprepared for this. And as they're trying to clean up the whole situation, you hear through the comms the voice of the captain. The pirates have been secured. How is the situation? And the first officer communicates. Captain, I think their main ship just auto-destruct. The legionnaires that went in, they're coming back. And the other ships, we're mucking them up.
Did we lose anyone?
The adjutant responds to that. Yes, there's some casualties.
I
from
shouldn't
outside.
be happy about that, but I am.
The boarding party suffered some casualties, and some of the crewmates found themselves in the middle of the firefight, along with some of our security personnel.
At least did something.
There is a moment of silence as for a moment everyone's like about to celebrate, and then it begins hitting in everyone that lives were lost, and among the lives that were lost, they were not the security but some of the civilians of the Dralark.
There you go,
Which is
chat.
exactly what we were trying to avoid, because I thought,
There you go, chat. You want to hurt your friends? Ram a ship into theirs,
And
and then blow
As-
yourself up.
And as that is coming to you, you hear the captain coming through the comms. We have captured the enemy captain. We'll proceed to
Have you?
lock him up.
You got me.
Not you.
Oh, they got me. Okay, I'm okay with this now.
Yeah,
They go through.
Guide themselves is okay now.
They
Back in the
capture
future is too.
and Ryako.
I'm gonna have some words for him.
So is Mac.
And as all of that begins to fade to the present, coming back with seeing in front of you the ex-captain of the Verdant Sun, showing you this information, the battle reports data. He looks at the three of you and says, I think that day we lost a lot. And at the moment, I think having a chance to work together to get some payback would be good, especially trying to find the one that got us all in this trap. And that's where we're gonna leave tonight's episode.
Mm.
Alright. So, thank you all for tuning in. You can catch us every other Thursday here. If you want to follow us for all of our live streams, that happens here on Twitch, all of our VODs over on YouTube. Join us in our Discord if you want to jump in a game yourself, or just keep up to date with all of our announcements. And we'll see you guys next time.